Hello and welcome to the 9th episode of Bible Fifa on FIFA 21. Here's a reminder of the team. And in this episode I thought, let's take our Bible FIFA team into the world of Fut Champions, arguably the most competitive game mode on FIFA, and see how we get on. And I played 5 matches, and this video is going to compile the highlights from those as I go 1-0 up in the first 4 minutes of my first match, thinking this could be too good to be true. You'll see I did better than expected in some of these games. Also, the reality of being fed to the Lions with some of my silver and bronzes will also be on display. But while these highlights run, I just wanted to talk in the background about some of the evidences for Jesus, for the reliability of the Bible. At the end of my last video, I said that there is more weight behind the evidence for Christianity than perhaps you'd think. And I'm going to talk about that by focusing on a book that's written by a man called Lee Strobel called The Case for Christ. Now, Lee Strobel was an atheist. He grew up, completely against anything to do with faith, religion, Christianity, until his wife actually became a Christian. And he could notice a really positive change in her life and in her lifestyle, and it got him questioning, is there more weight behind the Christian faith than perhaps I thought? Is there, a genuine reason behind why, there are these changes in my wife that could point to God? And he did this by interviewing lots of different well-read and well-written scholars across all different sort of areas, such as those that have studied the science, the archaeology, the historical reliability, of things written in the Bible, as I score arguably my best goal from the weekend league with Marcus Rashford. And firstly, one of the things that he noted was how there are thousands and thousands of ancient manuscripts which back up the reliability of the Bible, particularly the New Testament. So manuscripts are kind of copies of the original sort of writings of those authors in the Bible, in the New Testament particularly. And there are thousands and thousands of copies of these ancient manuscripts that are all very similar to one another, which backs up their reliabilities. I finally score a skill goal with Marcus Rashford. Now, there are way more manuscripts for the Bible than there are kind of any other ancient texts, particularly from that era. So, texts which talk about Caesar's Galaic War and texts written by Josephus. There are way more manuscripts for the Bible, particularly in the New Testament, than these texts. And these are, as I score Josh Eccles, linking to the book of Ecclesiastes, the book which says you can have meaning and purpose in life found in God. But back to my point, these are texts, like Caesar's Galaic War, you'll be taught about as fact at school. And if those are taught as fact, there are way more manuscripts backing up the reliability of the Bible, which should give you confidence in what's written in them is authentic to what the authors originally wrote. So that is the first thing to take into account, that, what's written in the Bible, particularly the New Testament, is actually way more reliable than you might think, and authentic. And then the other thing to take into account is, then outside of the Bible, are there any evidences? Well, Lee Strobel goes through a list of different evidences for what texts are out there, other ancient texts, such as things written by Josephus, which would record things that those have written in the Bible, particularly in the New Testament. So, if we were to rip up the Bible, not have any of what's written in the Bible available to us today, by looking at other ancient texts, this is what we would still know about particularly Jesus. So, we would know that he was a Jewish teacher. We would know that many people believed that he performed miracles. We would know that many people believed he was the Messiah, so the Son of God. We would know that he was crucified under Pontius Pilate, which is, quite a specific detail. And we would know that multitudes of people still worshipped him after he allegedly rose from the dead. And in the Gospels and the New Testament, the writers will say, look, you can speak to this person, all of these groupings of people that have also claimed to have seen Jesus rise from the dead, to see that it's not just me telling you this. There's loads of other people that have seen him rise from the dead, which is obviously the key thing that the Christian faith is based on. Also, there's evidence outside of the Bible to show that around 10 out of 12 of Jesus' disciples willingly went to their deaths for what they believed in. Now, you'd think if what they had seen and claimed to be true hadn't have happened, they'd have put their hands up and said, look, there's all been a big mistake, this never happened. But no, they willingly died for what they believed, and even at the point of death, they didn't deny what they knew to be true, which I think gives even more weight behind the Christian faith. There's also lots of archaeological evidence out there to show that what's recorded in the Bible can be seen around the world today, such as Hezekiah's tunnel in the Old Testament is one you might want to look up in your spare time. And perhaps buy a book of the case for Christ yourself if this is something you're interested in digging into more. Now, as you'd have seen from my highlights, I did actually manage to win 3 out of the 5 games that I played, which I was really pleased with considering the team I was rocking. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments at all about what I've shared, feel free to post them in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But for now, thank you so much for watching / listening to this. I hope you found it helpful.